Egypt's President Sisi meets the officials and emphasizes Egypt's strength, security, and balanced approach amid regional challenges. Egypt's foreign minister discusses tripartite meeting and security cooperation with a Somali counterpart. And Egypt reaffirms its rejection of Israel's incursion into Syria. And you're watching the latest updates from Egypt on Qnews. Let's move to the latest developments. And Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, alongside the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, have met with the military and police leaders, security officials, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, and other high-ranking officials at the Strategic Command headquarters in Egypt's new administrative capital. The discussions centered on regional and international developments and their impact on Egypt's national security. President al-Sisi emphasized that Egypt's strength is key to protecting its people, underscoring the country's balanced approach to crises and its efforts to prevent conflicts that threaten regional stability. Egypt's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Badr Abdelati, has held a phone call with his Somali counterpart, Ahmed Moualem al-Fiqi, during which they agreed to continue joint coordination and preparations for a tripartite ministerial meeting with Eritrea. Minister Abdelati briefed Fiqi on the outcomes of the recent tripartite summit in Ankara between Somalia, Turkey, and Ethiopia. Somali Foreign Minister Fiqi emphasized his country's commitment to upholding its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Minister Abdelati reaffirmed Egypt's full support for the Somali federal government in combating terrorism and achieving security and stability. Egypt's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Badr Abdelati, has held a series of side meetings with the foreign ministers of the United States, Turkey, and France, as well as the High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy and the UN envoy to Syria. The meetings took place on the sidelines of the Arab Ministerial Contact Committee on Syria in Aqaba. During the discussions, Abdelati reaffirmed Egypt's strong rejection of Israel's incursion into the buffer zone with Syria, stressing that it violates the 1974 disengagement agreement between Syria and Israel and constitutes a breach of international law. Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdelati has received the President of the Arab Parliament, Mohammed El Yamahi. During the meeting, Abdelati reaffirmed the importance of forming a unified Arab parliamentary front to defend the Arab interests in international parliamentary unions and organizations and to promote joint Arab action. Walid Gamal-Eddin, chairman of the General Authority of the Suez Canal Economic Zone, has signed contracts for 2 new projects in the promising Qantara West Industrial Zone. The total investments amount to $38 million, focusing on food, industries, and textiles, covering an area of 137,000 square meters and providing 1,450 job opportunities. Walid Gamaluddin added that the Khantara West Industrial Zone is an ideal starting point for investors, given its strategic location and proximity to seaports, which provides access to various regional and international markets. He also stressed the economic zone's efforts to develop the infrastructure of the area, making it easier for investors to carry out their business efficiently and effectively. The Minister of Health and Population, Khalid Abdel Ghaffar, has announced that the total number of services provided by the Bidaya initiative since its launch has reached 154,077,255 services. During the past 4 days, the initiative provided 8,591,810 services with 144,891 beneficiaries benefiting from the initiative services in the field of women's empowerment and training through 237 services and activities. 60.50 tons of meat were also distributed, reaching 60,532 families. The chairman of the Arab Company for Drug Industries and Medical Appliances, Ulfat Ghurab, has announced plans by a group of Egyptian companies to establish a pharmaceutical raw materials factory next year, with investments estimated to be between $150 million and $200 million. Ghurab highlighted that the project, led by the Arab Company for Drug Industries, aims to address ongoing challenges in Egypt's pharmaceutical market, including shortages of essential medicines and frequent price hikes due to the lack of raw materials. The factory is expected to be a crucial step towards stabilizing the market and ensuring a steady supply of essential drugs. The House of Representatives has approved Article 23 of the Social Security Bill, which exempts families benefiting from Takaful and Karama programs from tuition fees, reinforcement group fees, and other expenses at public universities. Following the approval, it was decided that the children of low-income families receiving cash support in accordance with the provisions of this chapter will be exempt from tuition fees, school reinforcement group fees, and fees at public universities. The Minister of Social Solidarity, Maya Morsi, has chaired the first meeting of the Non-Governmental Organization Support Fund following its recent reshuffle. Morsi emphasized the growing role of civil society as a key partner in implementing development strategies. She highlighted that the fund will be crucial in enhancing the contributions of non-governmental organizations, creating a supportive environment to help them effectively achieve national development and social justice objectives. The Minister of Health, Khalid Abdel Ghaffar, has met with Sierra Leone's Ambassador Sadiq Salah to discuss strengthening bilateral cooperation in the health sector. The meeting focused on improving the export of medicines and vaccines, as well as creating new investment opportunities in healthcare. The two sides agreed to facilitate the exchange of expertise and medical teams, particularly in the malaria control. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, alongside the Minister of Electricity and Renewable Energy, Mahmoud Ismat, has inaugurated the Abydos solar power plant, which has a capacity of 560 megawatts and investments valued at $600 million. The Prime Minister expressed his pleasure in attending the opening, emphasizing the strong relationship between Egypt and the UAE across various sectors. He also highlighted Egypt's commitment to offering unprecedented opportunities for the private sector, noting that the Abydos station in Aswan reflects the country's dedication to optimally utilizing its natural resources. And to comment on the new clean energy projects in Egypt, we're joined from Cairo by the economic expert Mustafa Badra. And welcome to Qnews, Mr. Badra. And let me start off by asking you, what is your comment on the wind power generation projects that were inaugurated by the Prime Minister yesterday?
Good afternoon to you. Let's say that Egypt is targeting to lay out a strategic program to increase the economic projects for the new and renewable energy, all named as a clean energy, and of course that have several economic objectives, particularly in achieving the sustainable development of Egypt's Vision 2030. Egypt is trying to provide the new and renewable energy not to rely on the traditional resources, whether they are used by gas or the petroleum components, due to high cost. The new renewable energy have a good response to the environment, as we know that Egypt's target through COP27, or what they are called the renewable energy in the universal project, to minimize the carbon side emissions. And the renewable energy would add to the electricity national grid of economic capability that will benefit the expansion of the investment mobilization and the job opportunities that would save the hard currency and minimize the burdens of the national grid, that will contribute to the size of investment of the private sector, as we've seen yesterday, signing several agreements between the UAE corporations and Egypt, adopted the strategic vision of Egypt to achieve the economic capability in the project of the new and renewable energy.
Mr. Badra, can I ask you, how do you think then the clean energy become the primary source of electricity in Egypt within the coming years? Mr. Badra, can you hear me?
That would, after the provision of several fundraising with the several universal funding institution, Egypt is allocated a portion of its budget to produce the clean energy. We know that the project inaugurated by Mr. Premier isn't the first project, but followed by the BIM-BAM project of the new energy and project of the wind energy, that they call it the future energy, that it's not only Egypt is looking for or pursue, but the whole world. Therefore, the Egyptian state is trying to dedicate its effort in reaching to maximize the capability of the national grid by the investment opportunity and allocations of funding to provide the added value economically through the projects of the new clean and renewable energy that I think that has benefited the society and the Egyptian citizen.
And can you also tell us, how do you view the interests of Egypt in clean energy and green hydrogen projects in the recent years?
Certainly. This is a very important and good question that Egypt is pursuing, to how to increase its abilities of the green hydrogen project. As we know, several agreements being concluded through the Suez Canal Authority or the Economic Authority, and several universal and world corporations in the green hydrogen provides a great opportunity of the new energy that Egypt is longing for during the upcoming 10 years, or what is called increasing its opportunities in the vision of Egypt 2030, that is based on an economic vision and adopting a clear Egypt that has...
Thank you, Mr. Badra. That was the economic expert, Mustafa Badra, and thank you so much for your insights. And the Minister of Industry and Transport, Kamel El-Wazir, has unveiled a government plan to upgrade unplanned industrial areas nationwide and provide them with essential utilities. Minister El-Wazir emphasized that no new industrial areas will be approved unless they are located within fully equipped industrial zones, enabling investors to start their operations immediately. And that brings us to the end of our news bulletin, and here's what we've been covering. Egypt's President El-Sisi meets the officials and emphasizes Egypt's strength, security, and balanced approach amid the regional challenges. Egypt's foreign minister discusses the tripartite meeting and security cooperation with the Somali counterpart. And Egypt reaffirms its rejection of Israel's incursion into Syria. And that's all for now, and remember to stay updated by following the Qnews for the latest developments. Thank you.